Hi friends, it's Hannah from Handmade by Design, and I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be making moss and succulent wall art. I'm going to be using this black and gold tray that I purchased from the thrift store, and I'm also using a moss mat and a moss tea kettle that I purchased from tableclothfactory.com. They have a lot of wonderful things there, and the succulents and the snake plant I purchased at Michael's and at the Dollar Tree. I also use hot glue. I prefer Gorilla hot glue because it holds so well, scissors, and some wire nippers to cut down the stems of the succulents. I cut the moss mat to fit into the tray, and I adhere it with hot glue. And this is an important step. If you don't have a moss mat, you can use fabric, but you need something other than the wood because the succulents do not adhere well to the wood on the tray. There's a jute ribbon on the tea kettle that I remove, and I hot glue a snake plant and some succulents into the tea kettle, and then I just cover the edges with moss so that it's all completely full from all angles, and I hot glue it with quite a bit of glue to the corner, making sure that the spout is overhanging the tray. And I use long teardrop succulents, and I pull them out of their base, as you can see, and they have wires in them, so I just reinsert the wires, hot glue them in, add more hot glue to the wires, and place them inside the spout. And I make the wires as long as I can to go inside the spout, and I do this with two of the succulents. And it's important that you do this step with long wires because it's the only thing that's holding these succulents up, and they are a little bit heavy. And then the next thing I do is I just start trying to plan out where I'm going to lay the succulents down, and I decide the best way to go is to go around all of the edge of the tray to begin with. So I select succulents that are different heights, different colors, different textures, and I begin to apply them all around the tray, and I am absolutely loving the way that this looks. And when I'm almost finished, I add a lot more succulents for fill in. I just dry fit them, and when I'm happy with the way that those look, I pull them out, and then I also hot glue those into the tray as well. There's a space left in the center that I had dry fitted a lot of small moss pieces to, but I changed my mind and I went in and I added little pieces of moss mat, and those just come in bags at Michael's where the moss is all attached together. And I glue those down, and then I add little pieces of different colors of moss around the top of the mat just to add more interest and color to the art piece. I felt like the piece was looking too monochromatic, so I added in an angle 4 pieces of very dark succulents that I purchased from the Dollar Tree, and that did the trick. I absolutely loved the way that looked. And then after I laid those down, I added light succulents around them that were a little bit taller than the dark succulents that I added. And then I just added a few succulents here and there to fill in the rest of the tray. I used a heat gun to clean up any of the glue strings and to remove any loose moss. And with that, this project is complete. I so enjoyed making this project for you, and I hope that it inspires you to make something beautiful. If you like this project, please share it with your friends, like and subscribe, and hit the notification button so you'll be notified the next time that I post a project. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.